Here's a little video on my overland and camping setup in this Jeep Cherokee XJ. So I'm going to show you my camping setup and give you a little walk around. Stay tuned. This is your typical 2000 model Jeep Cherokee XJ Sport 4x4. It was in the woods and left to die. I got it for less than $1,000 by the time I pulled it out. I'm going to take you on a walk around. So first, it's your 4-door model. And if you come on the interior, this is what I've got. I've got a temperature sensor I got from just a truck stop. It's got a exterior probe, so it tells me my internal and my inside and exterior temperature. I have an old Sirius satellite radio head unit I hooked up. I have a Midland GMRS radio, a Walmart special Kenwood radio, and pretty much everything else is stock. Oh, my navigation is just a Android tablet with Gaia GPS. So as you see, I started way down here at the Gulf Coast, and right now I am somewhere around Denver, and so I will be heading up to Wyoming today, somewhere around Jackson. My tablet mount is just a cup holder mount. I got it at a truck stop. It works really good, actually. They make mounts you can bolt to this, but this is really convenient, easy for me to reach. This Jeep has about 185,000 miles on it, as you see, and I think it had about 170 when I got it. If you're interested in more about what I've done to the Jeep, I have a playlist called The Cheap Jeep. Take a look at that, and then pretty much my entire channel is doing repairs on this Jeep. Now on the interior of the Jeep, when I got it, it basically only had 2 front seats, and that was it. Didn't have a headliner or anything, so I redid the headliner, and I did not put a back seat in it, and you'll see why. Because this is where I sleep. Now, the interior is very simple. I just have a sleeping bag and a memory foam mattress under there. I have a Alpacool 20-quart 12-volt fridge being powered by a Jackery. This is a setup I'll tell you about in a second. Got this little storage Molly device I bought from Dirtbound Off-Road, and I have a video on that, and this little cubby device also. And got a video on this, but I built a little platform, very simple, so it would be even all the way across. It's quite comfortable. Now I'm 5'9", and I fit with a couple of inches to spare in this thing. And there's 2 ways to get in. You can just open the back door and get in, or of course you can pop the back and just crawl in that way. Now for ventilation, what I have done is I bought these little Amazon bug shields that just slide over your window. I think I have a video on that too. And as you see, these back windows are open, so I've got both of the back windows open, so it lets quite a bit of air go through, and with no bugs. And on the roof, you can see it's very simple. There's my GMRS little magnetic antenna. I've got a simple roof rack that I got at Walmart on sale for like 20 bucks. I think I have a video on that too. Oh, and I also have a video on installing the trailer wiring connector, which bundles up back there. And the reason that's useful is this. I just went to Harbor Freight and got some of these magnetic mount trailer lights, because, you know, these lights are not very good, and the last thing I need somebody to do is to smash into the back of me. These work really well. And I have got a solar panel just in the roof rack. So I have a video on where should I mount the solar panel. Well, I decided to mount the solar panel in the roof rack straight or flat. Now this is a 100-watt solar panel I got from Harbor Freight. I have a little camping table underneath it, zip tied in case I need it. But the unit is actually, as you can see, bolted down and bungee corded, so it's not going to go anywhere. And I have the solar panel just going right through the back hatch. They're going just right through the back hatch. They do not get pinched or anything. And they connect, the solar panel goes right to this little Jackery here. If I would have to say what's my favorite modification so far, it's actually this setup: the solar panel, the Jackery, and the cooler. I don't have to worry about ice. I have not had any problem getting enough sun to keep that thing charged, and I haven't even had to tilt this. It's just stayed flat, and it's given me plenty of wattage to do what it needs to do. Now, other than the general repairs you can see on some of my other videos, what I did was I purchased some of these Toyo Open Country AT3 tires. These things have been awesome. I've already had them on here about a year, but I've been on dirt roads and on the interstate. They're very quiet. They get good gas mileage and seem to be lasting and fairly durable. And in case you're interested, this is where my satellite radio antenna resides. And the maintenance I performed before going was I put all new fuel injectors. I had to change one fuel injector twice. I have a video on that. This one failed. Put a new belt, all new fluids, new radiator, coolant fluid, new oil, and the Mopar oil filter. I have Pennzoil Platinum 10W30 in here, running like a top. I flushed, drained, and refilled my power steering fluid. I even flushed my brake system, all new brake fluid. And don't forget to add windshield washer fluid, because I have went through a lot of bugs and had to clean a lot of windshield. In fact, that thing might be almost empty. I also drained my transmission fluid, put a new filter, new PCV valve, and I changed my front and rear differential fluid. Now, other random things I've had to do since I purchased this, I had to put all new brakes. The reason I got it so cheap because one of the brake bolts was broken off in the knuckle. If you go to my cheap Jeep episodes, you'll see how I got that and repaired that. Of course, put all new brakes, all new tires. I put new U-joints, new shock absorbers, of course, and I had to do some work to the front end. It did have death wobble when I got it, so I had to put a new track bar and tie rod ends. Now, what you didn't see in the Jeep is all my other stuff. I took that out so you could see the bed. On top of the bed is where all this stuff goes. This is my cooking, camping supplies, water, and of course the little bike rack for my mountain bike. Oh, and also I've been getting very good gas mileage in this thing, probably over 18 to 20 miles to the gallon. I've got a separate video on that coming. So that's just a little bit of the story on how I've been living out of this Jeep XJ for the last week or so. You can get a cheap Jeep XJ if you really look for it, and they make a great overlanding or camping rig. So y'all have a great day.